This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. We are tracking storms that are developing rapidly in the central Dakotas and drifting eastward as we head into the evening. A couple of warnings, one in our viewing area. Line of storms in Kidder County is moving up towards southern Wells County. Large hail potential with that. Already reports of over 1-inch diameter hail in spots from that. Now, the warning for our area includes southern parts of Towner County. Does not include the town of Candue, although you will see some very strong and stout thunderstorm activity pushing your way. These storms are drifting northerly and northeasterly as we go through, but we'll be crossing the 281 corridor shortly. And also we notice the northern reaches of the Devil's Lake area are going to see storms. This will miss Devil's Lake proper. The heaviest of the hail is just to the south of Leeds right now with estimates over 1 inch in diameter. So as this storm approaches, put the vehicle in the garage, stay away from windows and get to the interior windows. Also, gusty winds can be likely from this storm to exceed 50 miles per hour along the Highway 2 corridor. And heading into Candue, we have some 3/4 inch hail potential. And a new warning has just been issued for all of Towner County now for the storm moving into Candue. So whether you're in Rock Lake or Candue, a warning has been issued for you until 5:15 p.m. So this line of storms has numerous hail cores involved in it now as we take a look at the hail tracks as a storm drifts east. Hail up to 1 inch in diameter, wind gusts over 55 miles per hour will be possible, especially with the cell moving in through the Ramsey County area towards Leeds at this time. Taking that one and slicing it in 3D real quickly, we'll show you that this storm extends very high in the atmosphere, almost 60,000 feet tall are the cloud tops with these impressive storms in the heat of the day. And we have hail cores extending up beyond the 30,000 foot area right now where you see the pink. So very strong and stout thunderstorm activity pushing its way through the northern valley as we speak. So taking you back now as we take a look at what we have going on the radar across the region. We expect storms to affect our western counties first. Later tonight, the Red River Valley will keep you updated right here. The bottom of the screen with crawls. We'll try not to interrupt your primetime programming as much as possible, but do know if storms approach tonight, there's a chance a few could become severe. We'll get you back to your show right now. For the latest on this, you can always log into valleynewslive.com, download the Valley News Live weather app. It's free on your Play Store. And stay tuned to us here at Valley News Live. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson and Robert Hahn keeping our eyes on the skies for you.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. For continued coverage, join the Storm Team online or download the Valley News Live weather app. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a quick update. Severe thunderstorm potential is out there, especially in our western counties as we head through the early evening. The Devil's Lake Basin has numerous warnings out for a line of storms stretching from the western edge of Devil's Lake itself all the way through the Canadian border in northern Towner County. And a new warning has just been issued for western Stutsman County for large hail-producing cells that are exiting the Kidder County area as we speak. First, let's take you up north and update you on the Devil's Lake Basin. Another cell that's not warned for is moving in on the lake itself right now as we take a look at this activity right here. That could impact the northern reaches of you folks in and around Devil's Lake. Otherwise, this is moving northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Candue and Rock Lake will be seeing the potential for some sizable hail. And the latest on hail estimates from our algorithm here is showing hail upwards of 1 inch or so in diameter working its way towards Candue and Rock Lake. We'll keep our eyes on the skies there as that continues to move off to the east. And there is again a look at the hail and lightning with this line of storms that is heading its way to the east at about 25 miles per hour. Here's a vertical slice of the storm as we take a look at that. We can see that it is basically very tall, 60,000 feet in the atmosphere at this time. And as we take a gander at the different areas of the cores, we see that the hail cores do not extend up as high as they were before, which is a good sign. We had those pinks going up a lot higher than that a little bit earlier. Now, as we take you back down to Stutsman County, large hail potential, over 1 inch in diameter possible, western Stutsman County, near places such as Medina, Cleveland, all the way up to the north and northwestern parts of the county near Woodworth. We'll see this activity. And again, damaging straight line winds with gusts over 50 miles per hour and hail over 1 inch in diameter is what you should prepare for. Stay tuned to us here at Valley News Live. Download the Valley News Live weather app by searching VNL Weather. in the Play Store. You can stay on top of the storms tonight. We do have a chance at storms in Fargo and Grand Forks. Record heat in Fargo today, hitting a high so far of 95 sizzling degrees. It's 96 in Grand Forks, your record 97. We'll be on top of the weather right here for Robert Hahn and myself. Stay tuned and stay safe.
Weather alert. For continued coverage, join the Storm Team online or download the Valley News Live weather app.
The heat has been building all day, and that's helping storms fire up in our viewing area. Let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist in First Weather. Hutch.
Andrew, I got to tell you, out in the western counties, there's a lot of heat, and that energy is turning into thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours. Some severe. They extend from the Towner County area near Canada all the way down into South Dakota, and they're moving in a general easterly direction, although the individual thunderstorm cells do have a northerly tilt to them. So western Stutsman County, a warning continues until 5:30 for severe storms capable of large hail of 1 inch in diameter, and this storm has a history of some wind gusts as well. Those could exceed 50 miles per hour as they move through. As these storms approach, stay away from windows and get inside. Hey, taking you up to the north, we do have Towner County, most of which is under a severe thunderstorm warning. The storms are just now pushing into Candu, and that cell, if we query it or take a look at it, moving into the Candu area right now, has a potential for hail of 1.5 inches in diameter. So put the vehicle in the garage and get in, stay away from windows. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. As we take you in a little bit closer, the western reaches of Devil's Lake near Ramsey seeing a heavy hail hitter making its way up, as is the Rock Lake. We'll be seeing some storms making their way towards you as well very shortly. Now we slice the storm and take a look at it in 3D, and these are towering storms reaching upwards of 60,000 feet in the atmosphere. And when we get on that storm that's moving into Candu right now, we see the hail core, the pinks, extending all the way up to the 30 to 40,000 foot range. That means the potential for sizable hail is quite large with these cells. Now they'll continue to trek east, but it's going to be a long time before they make their way into the Red River Valley. I think between Devil's Lake and Jamestown will be most active this evening. Oh, and by the way, Andrea, look at those 90s. 99 now in Aberdeen. We have set a record high in Fargo at 95 today. Grand Forks, as far as I know, up to this point, has missed the record high by 1 degree. Again, storms in the valley later tonight. They could be severe. Large hail and gusty straight line winds will be the nemesis tonight.
Steamy out there.
It is hot.
Yeah, thanks, Hutch.
You bet. All right, as we look at to the west where the thunderstorms are a-booming, our Storm Team Skycam network shows that the clouds are beginning to tower, but boy, the sun, it is hot out there. A sizzling and scorching day here across the valley. Let's take a look at what the radar is showing right now. We have active severe thunderstorm warnings, but things are lining up out to the west. West of you in Langdon, all of Towner County, you can see by the plethora of lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. That's what we're displaying here, slowly marching eastward, and some moving toward Devil's Lake and Jamestown right now. Here's a look at the latest warnings. Most of Towner County is under a severe thunderstorm warning as we go through the 6 o'clock hour. This guy down here, western Benson, southwestern Benson near Maddock, we have a storm that's working its way off to the east. That contains large hail, but the strongest stuff up here from basically Rock Lake through just east of Candu, working its way off to the east-northeast. So Maddock and points to your east, some strong thunderstorm activity, although this storm, good signs are it's diminishing in intensity just a pinch, but there's some pinks right there just off to the north and west of you in the Devil's Lake area on Highway 2. That pink cell there is a hail core making its way into the region, and it too is moving off in this east-northeasterly direction at about 25 miles per hour. We're looking now at hail size estimates where you see the bright blues. That's hail estimated by Doppler radar to be around 1 inch in diameter. So not far from Rock Lake, right Candu and points south into the Devil's Lake Basin area. Now, Devil's Lake yourself in the city, most of the intense stuff at this time appears to be sliding just off to your north. And let's hope that trend continues. Here's that core, that hail core near Ramsey. It will be moving towards the Sweetwater area in the next half hour or so. And you can expect gusty straight line winds with these storms to surge out in a westerly direction at upwards of 55 miles per hour. We have had reports of 60-plus mile per hour gusts today. Stutsman County, the western reaches, seeing a hail core working right over Medina. Now look at the yellow, moving in toward Medina directly. Hail size estimates now at 2.3 inches. So this is one that you want to get the vehicle in the garage in the Medina area or western Stutsman County. This one has some serious hail potential as it pushes in. Remember, stay away from windows as the storms approach your area. Darken things up, show the visible satellite, all the clouds and activity out to the west, and look at the heat. A 95-degree afternoon in Grand Forks after a high of 96, 1 degree shy of a record set back in the late 1940s. And we are at that record high temperature once again in Fargo, 95 sizzling degrees. Upper 80s in Lakes Country. Look at Fergus Falls sizzling at 91, 88 in Roseau. Storms are a long ways away yet. Let's get to what you can plan for. For now, it's hot. Make sure you have the sunscreen on and find the shade. Stay hydrated. 95 degrees on your Friday evening. Winds from the south at over 30 miles per hour at times. That's bringing the heat into the region. 95 Sisseton and Gwinnett, 99 in Aberdeen. And the heat made its way all the way up into the Devil's Lake Basin, but they have cooled off now with storms approaching. Rain cooled down to 80 degrees or so, 85, I should say. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast, and the storms blossom and slowly creep their way through the eastern third of North Dakota. Not everyone will see storms. The best chance of severe will be up to the north. I do think we'll see some stout storms developing down to the south, but it's going to be late if we have chances at all. Some of these may not develop. We're keeping our eyes on it. Not a lot developing down here, but if Fargo is to see storms, it will be in the 10 o'clock to around 3 in the morning hour. Then it's all off into Minnesota for the remainder of the overnight. We could have some morning sprinkles to begin our weekend, but they'll be out of here fairly quickly. Take a look at the planner for the rest of our Saturday. Temperatures near 60 degrees. In the morning, the clouds, the rain exits. Temperatures soar back up to the 80s. Hometown planner in Fargo, 62 to start, rising up into the mid-80s. So another warm day, but the wind from the west-northwest will continue to be breezy. So it'll still be warm, but not as hot as today. Warm in Lakes Country with 80s, low to mid-80s, 80 in Roseau, 79 Langdon. And here is a great shot of the lake and a rainbow. Thanks so much. This is the Audubon area. Thanks, Justin, for sending that in. Take a look at your planning forecast now. As we look ahead to the weekend, quiet on Saturday with mid-80s, low 80s Sunday as we cool off just a pinch. More 80s in store for next week with hit-and-miss thunder chances again midweek.
A lot going on.
An active evening of weather is anticipated with a lot of clouds and thunderstorms lining up from the Rock Lake area south through Stutsman County. Here is a peek at what we have going on down to the south. Here, Stutsman County, new warning. This includes very close to Jamestown, but not Jamestown. That storm capable of 1.5-inch diameter hail moving east-northeast towards the Cleveland area at 5:43. Storms to the north as well are quite stout with large hail potential. Stay tuned to Valley News Live coming up next on KX shortly. Robert Hahn will have the latest.
Good night, everyone. But first, the hot temps we're seeing are cooking up severe weather in parts of the valley. Let's go right to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the very latest. Hutch?
Andrea, most of the activity firing to the west and northwest of the Fargo area and Grand Forks, where near record high temperatures were set today. Take a look at that radar, and we see a lot of active lightning out there near Jamestown and specifically Devil's Lake. Here's a look at the storm tracks. There's a cluster south of Bismarck. Those are moving east along the South Dakota border. Another cluster moving out of the Central Dakotas toward Jamestown right now, where there is an active severe thunderstorm warning. You can see, however, when I turn on hail size estimates, that this storm is waning in intensity, although they have had a tendency to pipe back up. If you are in the area between Medina and Jamestown, 1 to 1.5-inch diameter hail still possible from that strong and potent updraft. Now, the Devil's Lake area. Devil's Lake proper is under the gun for a severe thunderstorm warning. However, the strongest core is just to the north of Devil's Lake itself. Where you see the pinks on the radar there, that's where the most intense part of this cell is. A new warning was just issued for portions of Towner County, the south and easternmost quadrant, if you will, Cavalier and Ramsey counties until 7 o'clock. Hail in excess of 1.5 inches and wind gusts over 60 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Those wind gusts, by the way, will be pushing in from the west. Here is a look at the hail size estimates, and it's getting a little bit high. So as this storm approaches, prepare for hail in excess of 2 inches, estimating 3 inches on the Doppler radar right now to the north and to the west of the Devil's Lake area by about 7 miles. Moving east-northeast at 25 miles per hour. It's going to be a stormy late night in Fargo if we have chances to see it. It'll be late. Grand Forks likewise. The storms are a ways out yet, but they are indeed going to at least provide a chance for some strong storms tonight. More on that in your hour-by-hour forecast, Andrea, here in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Hutch. And
All right, let's get right to it. Showers and thunderstorms developing out to the west. Some of these storms have been potent. We've had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. The main threat tonight has been hail, upwards of 1.5 inches in diameter. And we have had gusts over 60 miles per hour from a few of these storms as well. That will be the primary risk. A cluster up in the Devil's Lake Basin toward the international border. Another cluster moving into Stutsman County. Look what's happening along the North Dakota, South Dakota border south of Bismarck. Here's a look at what's going on with the latest warnings. First and foremost, just to the north of Devil's Lake, we have the hottest cell that has been very potent for the last little bit. It's about 7 to 8 miles as the crow flies north of the Devil's Lake area right now, moving off to the east. A warning continues for these areas until 7 o'clock for this storm. See this backward C shape to it? It indicates to me that we could have some very gusty straight line winds coming out right here where we have the backward C from the west-southwest. So watch for that. Batten down the furniture, get inside, stay away from windows. There's a ton of lightning with this cell as well. Another warning for Devil's Lake proper as we have cells that are off to the west of you, moving over the big lake right now and in your general direction, most of which have passed you just to the north over the past half hour or so. So you've been fortunate there, but the storm threat does continue. So stay indoors, away. Here is a look at this storm with the pinks. They're kind of waning a little bit. The storm weakening a touch as a lot of the hail is falling out of the storm and it's collapsing. Take a look at this 3D slice. We cut out of the storm, rising upwards of 55,000 feet are the cloud tops. And up in here, we have some higher returns. And that just shows us where we could have a hail core. But a lot of this has now fallen down toward the ground. And we'll keep our eyes on these storms, but they've been pulsing up and pulsing down. Where you see the light greens are upwards of 1 inch to 2 inch diameter hail potential from the cell as it moves over and just north of Sweetwater. Derrick, 634 will be near you, and the Nakoma area by 651 it will be in your ballpark. Now, whole line of storms stretching all the way back into Kidder County where things first started earlier in the evening. We'll monitor those. Right now, none are severe. But western Stutsman County, take a look at this interesting situation with hail. One round here near Medina produced over 1 inch diameter hail. And now another developing cell in southwestern portions of Stutsman County will continue. Most of that activity missing Jamestown proper at this time. Thunderstorms continue down south of Bismarck to develop. It looks like it's going to be most stormy this evening out to the west. Look at the heat in the valley. Record high for Fargo, 95, beating a record high of 94. Just missed the record in Grand Forks, the old record 97 today, back in the late 40s. We hit 96. Right now, out at the airport, 95 rather, winds gusting from the south-southeast to 29 miles per hour. It's 90 in Valley City. The rain pretty close to Jamestown. It has taken a little bit of the sizzle out of the temperature. 79 rain-cooled degrees in the Devil's Lake Basin. The 80s and 90s aplenty out in western portions of Minnesota as well. Here's your forecast, and I'm going to go through the evening planner for you first. Most of the intense storminess will be in northeast North Dakota tonight. We will have a chance at some blossoming thunderstorms, according to this model here, down in southeast North Dakota. So we need to monitor for that. We are seeing a little bit of development. I don't know that it will be this widespread. The risk for severe will decrease as we get toward the late night hours after we lose some of this heating. But if Grand Forks and Fargo will see storms between 10 and 3 a.m., and then things ship out into western Minnesota and decrease in intensity. So if you're a viewer in western Minnesota, or Lakes Country, or northeast portions of North Dakota, things will be quieting down overnight and the risk for severe goes away. Your planner for the rest of Saturday, though, starting out near 60, sunny, a little breezy from the west and back into the 80s with hardly any chance of rain at all. So that's your planner for your Saturday. Fargo, 62, rising to 86. Northwest winds will be breezy, over 20 miles per hour, choppy lake waters with temperatures in the low 80s for many. 79 Langdon, 81, and sunny in Devil's Lake for much of your day on the water as well. Here's a great water shot by Justin. Thanks for uploading this Audubon rainbow, double rainbow as a matter of fact. Planning forecast. We've talked about Saturday, talk about Sunday now, and tell you that we'll be in the 80s still with quiet weather continuing. So a beautiful weekend ahead next week, pretty summer-like, with spotty storms Tuesday and Wednesday. So storms out west this evening, late tonight between 9 and say 3 in the morning through the Red River Valley and parts of western Minnesota.
So keep your eye on the sky and then enjoy the rest of the weekend.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks, Hutch.
You bet. All right, thunderstorms primarily out to the west are continuing to slowly progress eastward. So chances here in the Red River Valley will be much later for any strong to severe storms. Stutsman County, south of the interstate, a very strong storm continues to move easterly. Should stay at or south of the interstate right now. And we do have more developing down to the south of you as well. Taking a peek at what else we have expecting tonight. Those storms will move into the Red River Valley as we head into the 9 to 3 a.m. hours. So it's going to be a while. I don't expect widespread severe during the overnight, but some good chances of rain for many of us. Tomorrow looks delightful with most of the day having storms. And hail is going to be the main threat tonight, with hail size upwards of 1 inch to 1.5 inches, gusts to 60 miles per hour. Tomorrow 86, 83, and dry for most of the day, Saturday and Sunday. Good for outdoor activities on the weekend.
Really hot today, too. Just reiterate that.
Record high.
Right.
Record high temperatures in Fargo.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you bet.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.
This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a weather update, especially for our viewers out in the western counties. We are doing this update in a break, so you are not missing a minute of your programming. First and foremost, thunderstorms from Langdon through the Devil's Lake Basin were severe. All warnings have been allowed to expire as the storms are waning in intensity just a little bit. The strongest storms are down in the western and southwestern quadrant of Stutsman County. Let's focus there. Over the last hour, storms have continued to be persistent in and around Medina, down toward Gackle, and into eastern reaches of Kidder County, with the potential of large hail and gusty straight-line winds continuing in and around Medina down towards Gackle, where you see the active warnings until 8 o'clock tonight for reaches of western Stutsman. Now let's take a look at the hail potential, and what you'll find here is that it is the most stout in Stutsman County, and there is a little cell to the south of Jamestown that's just starting to show up a little bit hot on the hail size estimates at upwards of 3/4 inch. Our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, is on the storm right there that you see, and here is a live shot from him so you can take a peek at what's going on. We're keeping our eyes on the skies. The main threat tonight will be large hail. I do want to let you know that our reports have come back from the Minnewacan area of some incredible damage. 18 to 20 power lines were snapped in and around Minnewacan as the windy storms blew through. So prepare as storms move through for gusts over 60 miles per hour. Hail generally has been kept under 1.5 inches tonight. As they approach your area, seek shelter in an interior room, stay away from windows, and keep it tuned right here or download the VNL weather app. It's free on your local Play Store. We'll keep you updated throughout the evening during breaks so you don't miss any programming when possible. Now back to your show.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Good evening, everybody. We are going to do a quick update here to storms that are taking place out to the west. We still have a couple of active severe thunderstorms, otherwise good old-fashioned rain, and heavy rain at that, making its way through our western counties. Stutsman County, the remaining area with severe weather. Western reaches have been being hit by storms for the last 2 hours or more. That means a lot of rain. Active warnings, Medina down to Gackle for the activity there. North of Medina along the interstate towards the Woodworth area, another severe cell capable of 1 inch hail and also capable of gusty winds over 50 miles per hour. Here are Doppler estimates of how much rain has fallen in southwest portions of the county, and we're talking 3 to 4 inches is estimated by Doppler radar in spots. That's good enough for some flooding potential, so there could be some flooding concerns in southwestern and southern and western Stutsman County. We'll keep our eyes on the skies. We'll have a chance at storms here in the valley as we go toward the dark hours tonight, but the risk for severe seems to be waning a little bit. But if there is severe, we'll keep our eyes on the skies. Myself, Robert Hahn, and storm chaser Eric Whitehill, keeping our eyes on the skies for you. Heed the warnings, stay away from windows, of course, stay away from high objects and trees during lightning as well, and keep it tuned here for updates during commercial breaks.
This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Good evening, everyone. Storm team keeping our eyes on the skies. We have some potent storms out in the western part of our viewing area, moving through the Devil's Lake Basin and to the James River Valley, as we have some active warnings continuing for Stutsman County. The ones in the Devil's Lake Basin have been allowed to expire. They are marching eastward now at a little bit better clip. We'll be heading in our general direction. Let's take you down to Stutsman County, where the warning does continue for Stutsman County until 8 o'clock, and the Medina area has been getting hit with storm after storm after storm. 1-inch hail diameter with gusty winds possible from the cells, although they are waning in intensity just a bit. We are seeing a bunch of rain in this area. Over the last several hours, numerous storms have trained through this area, and where you see the of rainfall over 4 inches just to the south of the Medina area. As a crow flies, we're talking, about 10 miles to the southwest of Medina, estimates of 3 to 4 inches of rain. Also, storms that blew through Minnewacan literally caused some significant damage. 18 to 20 power lines reported down by the local law enforcement. Strong storms continue through Churches Ferry now, but are not severe. We're keeping our eyes on the skies as we take a look at your planner for tonight. The storms are expected to move into the northern Red River Valley by 10 o'clock, and then after that, moving into the southern Red River Valley. A lot of rain potential from these cells. I think the severe risk is waning as we speak. We'll keep you updated right here. We're cutting in during commercial breaks so you don't miss your programming, and then we're going to get you back to that right now.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. For continued coverage, join the Storm Team online or download the Valley News. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
All the severe thunderstorm warnings have either been canceled or been allowed to expire. However, we're still dealing with quite a bit of thunderstorm activity across much of the western portions of the viewing area. A lot of lightning coming out of these storms. You could still see some strong gusty winds, could still see some small hail, and we're seeing some localized areas of flooding as well. And that is a big problem. We do have a urban and small stream flood advisory in effect for southeastern Towner County, northwestern Ramsey County, that through 10 o'clock, but I suspect other areas are seeing quite a bit of flooding. Off towards the north in the Devil's Lake Basin, there are some stronger storms that continue to make their way off towards the east and northeast. The overall trend has been for the storms to weaken, but still producing, again, a lot of lightning, gusty winds, some small hail out there, and that risk for some flooding as these continue to move over the same areas. Same story off towards the south, southwestern Stutsman County, back over towards Kidder County, Logan County, seeing a lot of rain, and radar estimates as much as 2 to 3, even 4 or 5 inches of rain has fallen in southwestern Stutsman County. Similar amounts up between Candu and Devil's Lake. So again, that risk for some flooding continues in those areas. Going back out to the wide view, there it is again. Those showers and thunderstorms continue to march off towards the east and the northeast, around 20 miles an hour or so. More storms forming into the southern portions of the valley, moving out of just north of Aberdeen up towards the Ellendale area. We'll continue to monitor those as well. So as we head through the evening, the threat for severe weather is decreasing. We may see one or two more storms pop up to severe levels, but at this point, it looks like that threat is decreasing. That risk for severe storms in Fargo, very low. We could see some showers and thunderstorms well after the 10 o'clock hour. And if we do see any more severe storms or any flash flooding reports, we'll certainly pass those along to you. We will return it now to regular programming once again. Any updates we do in the future will be during the commercial break, so you don't miss any of your show. Let's head it back to your show. Good evening. This will be a quick weather update, and we're doing this update during the commercial break so you don't miss any of your show. Still a lot of thunderstorm activity. The good news is no severe thunderstorms at this time, but a lot of strong storms still continue across much of the valley. You can still see some gusty winds, some small hail, and a tremendous amount of lightning and rain with these storms. There are the storms in the northern valley continuing to move off towards the east and developing more as they do so off toward the south. Still quite a few thunderstorms as well. And again, a lot of heavy rain has fallen. Radar estimates over 4 inches of rain in several locations. You could still see some more additional rain in some of these areas. But as it stands right now, no severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll continue to update things as we head through the rest of the evening. And stay tuned for updates on the 9 o'clock show on the Fargo CW and at 10 o'clock on KVOY and KXJB. Until then, let's return it to regular programming.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Weather-wise, it has been a stormy one. Not yet here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Taking a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. We've got some clouds making their way on into the Fargo-Moorhead area, but as of right now, no showers and thunderstorms. There are the clouds. Those exploded earlier today in our western counties. Underneath those clouds, still seeing quite a few thunderstorms and more forming. You've got some over in the Otter Tail area beginning to develop in that region. No strong to severe or no severe storms at this point, but a lot of strong storms out there. More forming north of Fargo up towards the Mayville area, and a lot of storms up in the northern portions of the valley. Earlier this evening, reports of quarter-sized hail, half-dollar-sized hail in Benson County, west of Minnewaca. 18 to 20 power poles snapped by some very strong winds. Northern Valley, there is the rain. It continues to slide off towards the east at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Still some very heavy rain. A lot of lightning coming out of these storms, a lot of rain falling out of these storms. You could still see some small hail and some gusty winds. Off towards the south, a lot of rain in this area as well. Stutsman County has seen a tremendous amount of rain, especially southwestern Stutsman County. Radar estimates of upwards of about 5 inches of rain. There is the regional look, and again, a lot of thunderstorms out there, more developing in a couple of areas north of Fargo, Otter Tail County, and even more down towards the Dickey and Lemoore County areas. We'll see that risk for some thunderstorms as we head through the overnight hours. We'll show you the progression of those as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast. Currently, again, here in Fargo, it's still very warm out there for the 9 o'clock hour, 87 degrees. We got up to 95 here in Fargo. That broke an old record high set back in 1948 of 94. Winds out of the east and southeast at 14 miles per hour. Elsewhere across the region, you can see where it has rained. Much cooler. Some 60s in Devils Lake and Langdon, 79 in Valley City, 80 in Jamestown, 86 down in Sisseton, 79 up in the Thief River Falls area as well as in Roseau. Still some breezy winds out there. And they're variable because we've got some thunderstorms, and so you've got multi-directional winds out there in and around those thunderstorms, and we'll see those winds slowly subside as we head through the overnight hours. There are the storms, and they'll continue to slide off towards the east. The trend will be for the storms to weaken over time. Then we're going to jump forward to tomorrow morning. The remnants, so what's left, those showers move through northern Minnesota. The rest of us will see lots of sunshine as we head through much of the day. It'll be another warm one, getting into the 70s and 80s across the region. Across northern portions of Minnesota, we may see an isolated shower or two late tomorrow, but it looks like the vast majority of us will stay dry. Here in Fargo, we start off the day with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the low 60s. By lunchtime, though, sunny skies and temperatures in the low 80s. And by the end of the day, not as hot, but still pretty warm out there with temperatures in the middle 80s. Picture of the day. This is a little cormorant rainbow. Well, technically a double rainbow. The second one is rather faint there. This is an Audubon. Thanks to Justin for sending that in. Going to use that as the background to our 7-day forecast. The weekend looking good. Temperatures in the low and mid 80s for your Saturday and Sunday. Next week, we're going to stay warm in the upper 70s and low 80s. At this point, the only chance of rain is late Tuesday and on into Wednesday in the form of a few showers and storms.
So storms moving through this evening, but all in all, pretty darn good weekend.
And hopefully it'll help cool us down.
All right, thanks so much,
You got
Robert.
it. Showers and quite a few thunderstorms continue across the area. Some new ones developing in our southeastern counties over Otter Tail County. Let's take a radar tour up off towards the north. Still seeing quite a bit of heavy rain with these storms off towards the north, and they'll continue to slide off towards the east as we head through time. And there's a lot of heavy rain coming out of these storms. A lot of lightning. Could still see some small hail, some gusty winds over 40 miles per hour at times off towards the south. Storms weakening in this area, but still seeing some lightning and some moderate to heavy rain at times. In Stutsman County, parts of Stutsman County, southwestern Stutsman County, radar has estimated over 4 inches of rain. There are the storms blossoming in our southeastern counties. Fergus Falls down towards the Elbow Lake area. Still hot out there in many areas, including here at Fargo. Still 87 degrees. Winds still on the breezy side, and they're variable. We'll see those winds subside tonight, kicking up out of the west and northwest as we head through the day tomorrow. Hot over the weekend, not as hot as today. Mid to upper 80s for your Saturday and Sunday. Staying warm next week with a chance of showers and storms on both Tuesday, late Tuesday, and into Wednesday.
All right, so stay safe out there if you're in the path of one of these storms.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much. Catch us at 10 o'clock on KVOY.
Take care.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, here's the latest. A brand new National Weather Service issued severe thunderstorm warning for the Grand Forks area for these storms that are converging on Grand Forks. We've gone quite a bit of time since our last warning across the region, but so much lightning, some very gusty winds, and the potential for some hail still working through the atmosphere into and around Grand Forks. You could see all the vivid lightning there, and as a matter of fact, our sky cam pointed to the north has been capturing quite a bit of that. Now, this cluster of cells moving up to the north and east towards Grand Forks right now. The warning is in effect until 10:45, and it does include both Crookston, Grand Forks, and East Grand Forks and Highway 2 corridor off into the east. Now, the storms are exiting the Mayville area, so even though you have thunder and lightning, things will be quieting in the next half hour. Here's how close they are. Southern Grand Forks will see the brunt of this. Notice the motion to the north and east. So I think if you're in the northern part of Grand Forks, maybe the better chance is that you could see this one to the north of you miss. This one miss you just to the south, but we'll see. It's close enough. Stay away from windows on this storm as it makes its way through. Here's a look then at the hail potential. Not far from Thompson, we're picking up on a core of potentially 1-inch diameter hail. That's what makes the storm severe. That could move through Thompson, Huntsville, right in the path of that as is Fisher. And that means that if you're in the Crookston area, there might be some luck that the brunt of this storm will pass just to your north, but we'll keep you posted right here. Now, look at the northern cell here moving through northern Grand Forks County. This one has more of an easterly component to it, heading toward the Alvarado area. Grafton, Fordville, Minto, all these areas seeing some very heavy rain right now. Speaking of heavy rain, on the backside of the system, we see all these yellows and orange. The severe potential out to the west has really diminished, but just buckets of rain continue to fall. And this area right here in southwest Stutsman County is getting rain all night. Estimates of rainfall where you see the oranges and reds between 2 and 5 inches of rain in some of these spots. The Devil's Lake Basin also had thunderstorms stuck in their area for quite some time as well. Now, new thunderstorms forming along and ahead of a warm front out in Minnesota. Wadena, a good-sized thunderstorm moving right over you, as is the eastern half of Otter Tail County. Scattered storms, non-severe. But take a look at this puppy. I'll tell you what, we have some sizable hail working right towards Wadena County out of the extreme eastern reaches of your neighbors off to the west. So here's the big picture. Tonight's storm produced a lot of 1-inch to 1.5-inch diameter hail reports. We did get some big-time winds just off to the west of Minnewacan that toppled 18 to 20 power poles, again, just west of Minnewacan. Here's what's going to happen. Look at Fargo sitting here kind of in the crux of the storm. All this stuff swirling this direction, this stuff moving this way. Will we get rain? More in your forecast in 1 second. The thunder, the lightning. Well, we can see it all off in the distance with our Storm Team Skycam network. 84 still. 84 degrees. 84 your temperature also in Grand Forks. Look at the rain cooling effect out to the east. 60s there. 70s still in Lakes Country. Forecast shows the rain and thunder continues to slowly drift through the midnight hour, and then by daybreak, it's pretty much out of here. Still northern Minnesota, a chance at seeing scattered showers. But overnight, I'm not expecting anything in the way of severe weather. The rest of our day will bring west winds and temperatures that will once again soar all the way into the mid-80s for Fargo. Here's a look at your hometown forecast. It will be cooler off to the east. Upper 70s, low 80s, Lakes Country and northern Minnesota. Elsewhere, a lot of 80s. No record high 90s, so a little bit of a relief from that heat that we saw today. In Audubon, Justin uploading a dandy shot there at the lake with a rainbow in the sight, but it doesn't look like we'll have much in the way of rain chances through your weekend. 83 on Sunday, and again, next week, a lot of 80s in the forecast, hit and miss showers and storms midweek. Andrea, severe thunderstorm warning, Grand Forks, Crookston, East Grand Forks. We'll update you throughout the show here and let you know what we expect to have happen.
And into the night, we've got a team here.
We do, yes. Justin is in. We've had Eric out chasing, so we're kind of working the cobwebs off of spring weather season.
We're covered.
Yeah.
Thank you. A burger.
Rain continues in the James River Valley. The thunderstorms are very active in and around Grand Forks and some piping up out to the east. Near Wadena, we had a picture of 1-inch diameter hail as storms move through there. Now we have a severe warning continuing for a while in Grand Forks and Crookston. That activity diminishing a little bit. We'll keep our eyes on the skies for you. Quiet all weekend long.
All right, there we go. That's what we want to hear. Thanks, Satch. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Alert.
And good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli updating you on the storms that are moving through. They just moved through the Grand Forks area, and now the severe weather continues to move off to the east. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for portions of Marshall County, Polk County, and Pennington County in Minnesota. This is until 11:15 p.m. These storms moved through the Grand Forks area. They had some small hail with them, and the main threat from this will be wind gusts around 60 miles per hour, and that is with the heavy rain and the frequent lightning. Let's take a look at the hail right now as the storms approach the Newfoundland and Thief River Falls area, which are in the warning. Doesn't look like the hail will be the main threat, but we're still looking at gusty winds about 55 to 65 miles an hour. As you can see, they are approaching the Thief River Falls area now, just off to the west of the area. So if you live in Thief River Falls, definitely be prepared for severe weather making its way through as we go through the next half hour or so. Also, we are seeing some storms just to the north of the Fargo area and into Lakes Country. These are non-severe, but we will definitely keep you updated as we go through this evening. Until then, back to normal programming.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. For continued coverage, join the Storm Team online or download the Valley News Live Weather app. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
And good evening again, everybody. I'm meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli, keeping you updated on the storms that are moving through. As of right now, we have no active warnings, but we are tracking storms that are now moving through the Thief River Falls and Newfoundland areas. These are producing heavy rain, some gusty winds, and some lightning. Let's put a track on this one. It is moving off to the north around 20 to 25 miles per hour, and it will be in mainly rural areas of Minnesota. But if you're in the Huntley or River Valley or Star area, approaching Greenbush over the next hour or so, definitely be prepared for this type of weather. We had a strong thunderstorm move just to the south of Grand Forks, and it looks like the Thief River Falls and Newfoundland area are under the gun again from heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and some gusty winds. Also seeing some lightning as we make our way from Fargo down into Lakes Country. Nothing severe from this one, but heavy rain and gusty winds are possible. And on the backside, we are seeing some rain out toward Devil's Lake and Jamestown. We will definitely keep you updated as we go through tonight. And now, back to normal programming.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
And this will be a quick weather update. We're continuing to track some strong storms moving across our viewing area. Let's take a look at the maps. And the strongest storms right now are leaving the Thief River Falls, Newfoundland, and Red Lake Falls area. They've been under the gun for at least the last hour. The good news is that the wind gust, we've recorded a wind gust of 60 miles per hour as it went through Grand Forks. The good news is it has weakened substantially. Wind gusts to about 40 miles per hour are possible as you make your way into our northern Minnesota viewing area. If you're in Upper Red Lake, Badette, or War Road, be prepared for these storms producing gusty winds, heavy rain, and frequent lightning as we go through the next couple of hours or so. And there's another storm that is going to hit the Roseau area in a couple of minutes that will make its way through, still with about 40 mile per hour wind gusts and some frequent lightning out there. Also, we're seeing some non-severe storms just to the south of Park Rapids, Detroit Lakes, and off to the east of Fergus Falls. You might see some lightning and some heavy rain from these as they work their way out of our viewing area, and some remnant rain on the backside of the system. Just some heavier rain showers just to the south of Devil's Lake, but no lightning from these. We will definitely keep you updated as we go through the night as these storms move out of our viewing area.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert. This is a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
And good early morning, everybody. Meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli here, continuing to track these storms moving through. The good news is if you live from a line from Grand Forks down toward Fergus Falls and points off to the west, the severe weather threat is over for tonight. We're still waiting for some storms to move through some unstable air. This is mainly in Roseau, Lake of the Woods, and Beltrami County. We have a storm moving through the Roseau area right now, but if you are east of this line of storms, out toward War Road, Road, Baudette. As you make your way toward Red Lake and into the Bemidji area, you will see heavy rain, frequent lightning, and some small hail is possible. We've gotten some reports of some small hail in Clearwater, Beltrami County line, and some wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. The storms have weakened substantially since they went through the Grand Forks area. They had a wind gust to 60 miles per hour, but we're waiting for the storms to move through Roseau, Lake of the Woods, and Beltrami County. That should happen within the next hour. We're also tracking some storms moving through Lakes Country, one just south of Park Rapids and one just to the north and to the east of Elbow Lake. Just some heavy rain and some lightning from these. We will continue to keep you updated as we go through this evening, and now we're going to return you to normal programming.
This has been a Valley News Live Storm Team Weather Alert.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
And good early morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli. You've been watching a replay of our 10 o'clock news. We'd like to cut in here to give you a live weather update on what's going on outside right now at 1:16 a.m. Now, we are still tracking some storms moving through, and the only unstable area we have left in our viewing area is here in Lake of the Woods and Beltrami County. Let's start with a look at Baudette. We are watching some storms making their way just through the city and point south right now. You are seeing some lightning, some heavy rain, and there might be some gusty winds. And there's a stronger storm now just off to the east of Bemidji and to the south of the Black Duck area into the Pennington area and the Brook Lake area. We are seeing a lot of lightning with this one. Some small hail just made its way through, heavy rain, but the good news is that it is moving out of the Pennington area. Black Duck is still under the gun for the next few minutes. You are seeing some heavy rain, some lightning, and we have gotten some reports of some hail. Here's a look at the hail track. This could be as much as dime to penny-sized hail making its way through southern Beltrami County. And the good news is, as soon as these storms do exit Lake of the Woods and Beltrami County, the strong thunderstorm threat is over. We're also tracking some thunderstorms down here into portions of Ottertail County. These storms are weakening as we go through time. We're still seeing some lightning just south of Dead Lake, approaching areas just south of Wadena. Wadena is seeing some light to moderate rain, no lightning as of right now. Wadena did get some inch-sized hail during the 10 o'clock hour, so that air is pretty stable. Other than that, if you are off to the east of, say, Detroit Lakes or Roseau, you're in the clear for any strong storms tonight. We are still tracking some shower activity, some moderate rain as you make your way just to the north of New Fulden, just off to the west of the Roseau area, and to the east of Hallock, and to the Greenbush area. No lightning with this one, just some rain. And we are seeing a couple of rumbles of thunder with a rain shower moving through Michigan, but that's basically it for what we're looking at in terms of lightning as you make your way into North Dakota. Just some light showers to the south of Valley City, off to the west of Carrington and Jamestown, and near Lemoore and Ellendale. The good news is we will see these showers move through as we go through the next few hours. Around daybreak, we should start a nice clearing trend and see sunny skies as we go through Saturday, clear skies Saturday night, and sunny skies we go through the day on Sunday. And the severe weather threat is over for this weekend, and it will be a little cooler than it has been as we were close to record highs for today. So one last time, a recap. We are still tracking some storms moving through the Baudette area and just south of Baudette into portions of Lake of the Woods County. And there's another strong storm moving through Black Duck and just off to the east of the Pennington and Brook Lake area, but that is out of our viewing area. So as soon as these storms move out of the viewing area, we are in the clear for strong thunderstorms as we go through this evening. So we will keep you updated if any other strong storms do pop up. Other than that, we are going to update the forecast during the Today Show Saturday and during the early show Saturday over on CBS. And I will see you back here at 6, 9, and 10 o'clock for Valley News Live. Until then, I'm meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli. We're going to send you back to Valley News Live 10 at 10, already in progress.
That we saw today. In Audubon, Justin uploading a dandy shot there at the lake with a rainbow in the sight, but it doesn't look like we'll have much in the way of rain chances through your weekend. 83 on Sunday, and again next week, a lot of 80s in the forecast. Hit and miss showers and storms midweek. Andrea, severe thunderstorm warning, Grand Forks, Crookston, East Grand Forks. We'll update you throughout the show here and let you know what we expect to have happen.
And into the night, we've got a team here.
We do, yes. Justin is in. We've had Eric out chasing, so we're kind of working the cobwebs off of spring weather season.
We're covered.
Yeah.
Thank you.